Your special one. After testing your honesty in secret, were they left speechless? Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're seeing this right now, this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize, because something has been happening behind the scenes of your life that you were never meant to fully see, only feel, and listen to this. The universe doesn't move quietly unless it's protecting something sacred, and what's being protected right now is a connection tied directly to your truth, your integrity, your soul. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your special one has been watching you in ways you didn't expect, not in a controlling way, not in a suspicious way, but in a deeply emotional, almost subconscious way, testing not your perfection but your honesty, watching how you show up when there's nothing to gain, how you speak when no one is clapping, how you act when you think the moment doesn't matter. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you passed without even knowing there was a test. Your honesty showed up in the smallest moments, in the pauses, in the restraint, in the way your words stayed aligned with your actions, and that consistency shook them. Don't scroll, because here's the part most people never realize, your special one didn't test you because they doubted you. They tested you because they were afraid to believe someone like you could actually exist, afraid that if they hoped too much, they'd be disappointed again. So they stayed quiet, they observed, they waited, and what they saw left them speechless. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you've been sensing a shift, a strange pause, moments of silence mixed with intensity, and you may have wondered if you did something wrong, but the truth is the opposite. Your honesty disrupted their emotional defenses, it forced them to confront feelings they weren't planning to feel yet. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where it becomes spiritual. Honesty is one of the highest frequencies a soul can carry, and when you live in truth, you activate recognition in others, especially soulmates, and your special one felt that recognition like a wave, even if they didn't have words for it. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the universe has been confirming this connection through signs you couldn't ignore, angel numbers showing up at the exact moments you questioned everything. 11 when you thought about them late at night, 222 when you doubted the connection, 444 when you felt alone. Those weren't coincidences, those were reassurances. Don't scroll, because your honesty didn't just pass a test, it awakened something in them. It made them realize this connection isn't built on fantasy or projection, it's built on truth. And truth is terrifying when you're not ready to face it. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the reason they may have gone quiet, pulled back, or seemed distant isn't because they lost interest, it's because honesty creates impact, it forces reflection, it removes excuses, and your special one is now questioning their own readiness, their own emotional walls, their own past. Don't scroll, stay with me, because destiny doesn't always announce itself with fireworks, sometimes it arrives as silence that's heavy with meaning. And the universe is asking you not to rush the outcome, not to fill the quiet with fear, but to trust what was revealed. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you didn't lose ground, you gained respect, you gained recognition, you gained something far more powerful than attention, you gained resonance, and resonance can't be unseen once it's felt. Don't scroll, because here's the cliffhanger moment. The universe never reveals truth without movement following it. Something is about to shift, a realization, a message, a confession, or an emotional opening that feels different than anything before. And listen to this, your honesty set that change in motion. You didn't have to force it, you didn't have to chase it, you simply showed up as yourself, and that's what left them speechless. your heart needs this right now, because the universe is reminding you that being real is never a risk, it's an invitation, and the right soul doesn't run from truth, they rise to meet it. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is only part one, and what happens next will make everything you felt finally make sense. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're here for part two, this message is still for you, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, because what happened after that silent test of your honesty didn't end where you think it did, it actually began something much deeper, something that has been unfolding quietly while you've been wondering, waiting, sensing a shift you couldn't explain. Listen to this. The universe never exposes truth without triggering transformation, and your honesty didn't just leave them speechless in the moment, it followed them afterward, into their thoughts, into their dreams, into those quiet hours where distractions fade and the heart starts telling the truth. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your special one replayed moments with you over and over, not looking for flaws, but trying to understand why your energy felt different from everyone else they've known, why your words carried weight, why your presence felt grounding instead of draining. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because what unsettled them wasn't fear of you, it was fear of what being with someone this real would require from them. Honesty has a way of holding up a mirror, and your authenticity reflected parts of themselves they've been avoiding. Don't scroll, because this is where the spiritual layer deepens. Soul connections don't test surface traits, they test alignment. And when your honesty stayed intact even when it would have been easier to bend, even when you could have said what they wanted to hear, that sent a signal straight through the noise, and your special one felt it at a soul level. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the silence you may be experiencing is not absence, it's processing, it's awakening, it's someone realizing they can't step into this connection halfway and still remain unchanged. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe has been confirming this shift with signs meant specifically for you, angel numbers appearing not when you're anxious, but when you're calm, 111 when you pause and think of them without force, 333 when you feel a strange emotional release, 555 when you sense something is about to change. Those are not random, those are checkpoints, confirmations that honesty activated a turning point. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may have questioned whether you revealed too much, whether being so genuine put you at a disadvantage, but the universe says the opposite. Your honesty didn't lower your value, it clarified it, and clarity can be intimidating to someone who's been living in emotional gray areas. Don't scroll, because here's the truth most people never tell you. When someone tests honesty in secret, it's because they're deciding whether to trust their future with you. And your special one wasn't prepared for how safe your truth made them feel, how exposed it made them feel at the same time. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because safety without games can feel unfamiliar, even threatening, to someone who learned love through unpredictability, and that's why they may be pulling inward now, not away, but inward, reevaluating old patterns, questioning old defenses, realizing they can't approach you the same way they approached others. Don't scroll, stay with me, because destiny doesn't rush awareness. It allows it to land fully, and right now, awareness is landing, slowly but deeply, and you can feel it in the energy, in the way the connection feels heavier with meaning even in silence. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you're not being tested anymore, they are being asked by the universe whether they're willing to meet honesty with honesty, whether they're brave enough to step into something real instead of repeating what's familiar. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment. The universe never reveals truth without asking for a response, and a response is forming, maybe not spoken yet, but emotionally, energetically, spiritually, something is shifting, and listen to this, it won't come from pressure, it will come from clarity. Your honesty planted a seed that can't be undone, can't be forgotten, can't be ignored. Your heart needs this right now. Because you didn't imagine the connection, you didn't misread the signs, you didn't give too much. You gave truth, and truth always changes the direction of things. Don't scroll, stay with me, because what comes next isn't about chasing answers, it's about staying aligned with who you are. The universe didn't ask you to be less real to be loved, it asked you to be exactly this. And the right soul doesn't punish honesty, they rise to it, even if it takes them a moment. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because what left them speechless is still echoing, still working, still rearranging their inner world, and the universe is not finished revealing what that means. This was never just a test, it was a threshold, and you've already crossed it. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're here for part 3, this message is still unfolding for you, and your heart needs this right now in a way that feels both comforting and unsettling at the same time, because what happened after your honesty was tested didn't stay in the past, it's actively shaping the present moment even if nothing has been said yet. Listen to this, the universe doesn't expose truth just to observe it. It exposes truth to transform something, and your honesty didn't just leave your special one speechless once, it continues to echo inside them in waves, resurfacing when they least expect it, in quiet moments, in pauses between thoughts, in emotional reactions they can't explain. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your special one has been replaying your words, your energy, your consistency, not looking for cracks anymore, but trying to understand why your presence feels so different from anyone else they've encountered. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because what they're realizing is not just about you, it's about themselves. Your honesty didn't just show them who you are, it showed them who they've been pretending to be. And that realization can be destabilizing before it becomes liberating. Don't scroll, because this is where the spiritual awakening deepens. Soul connections don't move linearly, they move in layers. And right now a deeper layer is being activated, one where your special one is being asked by the universe to confront their own emotional patterns, their avoidance, their half-truths, their fear of vulnerability. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may have felt the energy fluctuate, moments where you sensed closeness followed by distance, warmth followed by silence, and that's not rejection, that's internal reckoning. Honesty doesn't allow people to hide comfortably. It invites them to either rise or retreat. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your special one is standing at a crossroads they didn't expect to reach so soon. One path leads back to familiar emotional safety, guarded, predictable, controlled. And the other leads toward you, toward truth, toward something real that requires courage. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the universe has been sending confirmations that this crossroads is real. Angel numbers appearing during moments of reflection, 111 when they think about you without trying to, 222 when doubt creeps in, 444 when fear surfaces. Those numbers aren't just for you, they're part of a shared energetic language, signaling that a decision is forming. Even if it hasn't been voiced, don't scroll, because here's something important. Your honesty didn't demand a response, but it requires one, eventually, and your special one knows this, even if they're not ready to admit it yet. They feel the weight of it, the clarity of it, the impossibility of returning to emotional ignorance. listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because you may have questioned whether being so open put you at risk, whether you should have held back, whether silence now means regret, but the universe says no, what you did was activate truth, and truth always creates movement, even when it looks like stillness. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the silence you're experiencing is not empty, it's full of internal conversations, emotional processing, and spiritual recalibration. Your special one is realizing that being with someone as honest as you means they can't hide behind ambiguity anymore, they can't offer half-presence or half-truths without feeling the disconnect, and that awareness is heavy before it becomes freeing. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the universe is not asking you to wait in anxiety, it's asking you to remain grounded in who you are, not to shrink, not to second-guess, not to chase reassurance, because your honesty already did its work. The seed has been planted, and seeds grow underground before they ever break the surface. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment, the phase where nothing seems to be happening, but everything is rearranging, values are being questioned, priorities are being examined, emotional truths are being faced, and listen to this, when your special one finally speaks, it won't be casual, it won't be surface level, it will come from a place that's been wrestled with, resisted, and ultimately accepted. Your heart needs this right now, because this process is not about timing alone, it's about readiness, and readiness cannot be rushed without distorting what's meant to last. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe is reminding you that your role was never to convince, persuade, or prove. Your role was to be real, and you did that fully, without armor, without games, without manipulation, and that integrity shifted the entire dynamic. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because whether the next step comes as a confession, a message, or a quiet emotional opening, it will be rooted in truth, not impulse, not fear. And that's why it's taking time. Don't scroll, because the universe is still guiding this connection, still holding it, still asking both of you to meet at the same level of honesty, and the fact that you're still listening means your intuition knows something important. You didn't lose momentum, you didn't miss your chance, you activated a deeper chapter, one that requires courage on both sides, and when it unfolds, you'll understand why honesty was the key that unlocked everything, even if the door hasn't fully opened yet. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you've arrived at part 4, this message is still choosing you, and your heart needs this right now more than you may want to admit, because what's unfolding now isn't about waiting anymore, it's about pressure, emotional pressure building beneath the surface, the kind that can't stay hidden forever. Listen to this, after testing your honesty in secret and being left speechless, your special one entered a phase the universe reserves only for soul-level connections. Confrontation with self, and that is never comfortable, never quick, never quiet on the inside, even if it looks calm on the outside. Don't scroll, stay with me, because while you've been wondering what they're thinking, they've been wrestling with what your truth awakened in them, replaying moments where your honesty exposed the difference between who they say they are and who they've been acting like. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because this isn't about you being tested anymore. The test shifted, and now it's theirs. The universe is asking them one simple but terrifying question: can you meet truth without hiding, or will you retreat back into emotional comfort? Don't scroll, because this is where many connections break or transform forever, and your honesty made it impossible for them to continue pretending they don't feel deeply, pretending they're okay with surface-level bonds, pretending they're not craving something real. listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may have felt the energy grow heavier, more serious, more intense without explanation, and that's because something sacred is being weighed. Your special one is realizing that choosing you doesn't just mean choosing a person, it means choosing integrity, accountability, and emotional presence, and that's a big step for someone who's spent a lifetime avoiding vulnerability. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe has been sending signs not to rush them, but to reassure you. Angel numbers appearing when you start to doubt yourself. 111 reminding you this connection was divinely sparked. 222 reminding you alignment is still active. 444 reminding you you're protected even in the silence. Those signs are anchors, telling you not to collapse into fear while someone else is finding their courage. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the silence you're experiencing is not rejection, it's resistance dissolving, slowly, layer by layer, and resistance doesn't fall quietly, it cracks internally first. Your special one is questioning patterns they swore they'd never repeat, realizing that your honesty didn't corner them. It invited them into truth, and that invitation is haunting them in the best possible way. Don't scroll, because here's something important. The universe never allows someone to test another person's honesty unless there's something meaningful at stake. Casual connections don't require secret observation, they don't trigger spiritual awakening, but this did, and that's because this bond carries weight. Destiny doesn't waste energy. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may be tempted to second-guess your authenticity, to wonder if being so real scared them away, but the universe says no. What scared them was realizing they could no longer hide behind ambiguity with you, that the version of love you offer requires presence, not performance, truth, not tactics. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where the cliffhanger tightens. Something is approaching a breaking point, not a collapse, but a release. The moment where internal pressure becomes external expression, and it won't come as chaos, it will come as clarity. Your special one is nearing the point where they either step forward with honesty of their own, or they admit they're not ready for what you represent. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because either outcome is alignment, not loss. Alignment doesn't always look like togetherness immediately. Sometimes it looks like truth finally being spoken. Don't scroll, because the universe is preparing you for movement. Not necessarily speed. Movement can be emotional, energetic, or conversational, but it's coming. Honesty has momentum, it doesn't fade, it builds. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you did not imagine this connection, you did not misread the intensity, and you did not overstep by being real. You activated a sacred crossroads, and crossroads demand choice. Don't scroll, stay with me, because as this unfolds, the universe is asking you to stay anchored in who you are, not to chase answers, not to fill silence with fear, not to shrink your truth to make others comfortable. Your honesty is not negotiable, it's the reason this connection exists at all. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because whatever happens next will be shaped by truth, not illusion, and truth may arrive slowly, but when it arrives, it lands with permanence. Don't scroll, because this is not the end of the story, this is the moment before the reveal, the breath before the confession, the pause before the door opens, and the universe wants you calm, steady, and trusting, because you didn't just pass a test, you triggered awakening. And awakenings always change the direction of the story. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you've reached part 5, this message is no longer just speaking to you, it's speaking with you, and your heart needs this right now in a way that feels almost too precise to ignore. because what's happening now is the emotional aftermath of truth, the stage most people never talk about, the quiet but powerful phase where everything your honesty awakened is settling into decision. Listen to this. After being left speechless by what they discovered about you, your special one didn't move on, didn't forget, didn't dismiss what they felt. Instead, your truth followed them into their daily life, into moments when they least expected it, moments when they caught themselves comparing every interaction to the way your energy made them feel grounded, seen, and emotionally exposed. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where it gets intense in a subtle way. Your honesty didn't just impress them, it disrupted their emotional autopilot, it made them realize how often they've avoided saying what they mean, feeling what they feel, and choosing what actually aligns with their soul. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may have felt a strange emotional echo lately, moments of calm mixed with longing, peace mixed with anticipation. That's not imagination, that's energetic reciprocity. When two souls are processing the same truth from different sides, don't scroll, because the universe is actively working in the background, not to rush an outcome, but to stabilize it. Angel numbers appearing when you least expect them, 111 reminding you this connection was sparked on purpose, 222 showing up when doubt tries to creep in, reminding you alignment is still unfolding, 555 appearing when emotional pressure peaks, signaling that change is inevitable. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because the universe is not asking you to wait passively, it's asking you to remain true, to not distort yourself in response to silence, to not assume the worst, to not chase reassurance that would weaken the integrity you've already shown. Don't scroll, stay with me, because your special one is now facing a realization they can't escape, that being with someone this honest means they can't hide behind charm, distraction, or emotional half-measures anymore. Your presence requires presence, your truth requires truth. And that's both terrifying and irresistible. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because what feels like distance is actually internal preparation. Your special one is asking themselves hard questions, questions they've avoided in past connections, questions about readiness, accountability, and whether they're willing to grow instead of repeating cycles. Don't scroll, because this is the phase where many people give up too soon, mistaking silence for disinterest, when in reality it's transformation happening off stage, and the universe is gently asking you not to interrupt what honesty has already set in motion. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you didn't trigger confusion, you triggered clarity, and clarity takes time to integrate when someone has lived in emotional fog for a long time. Don't scroll, stay with me, because destiny doesn't move in straight lines, it moves in waves, and right now the wave is pulling inward before it surges forward. Your honesty planted a truth that can't be uprooted, even if they tried to walk away from it, it would follow them, showing up as comparison, regret, or longing. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may be questioning whether you should have protected yourself more, said less, revealed less, but the universe says no. What you did was sacred, you showed up as your full self without armor, and that is the highest form of spiritual courage. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional cliffhanger. A moment is approaching where internal pressure becomes external movement, where silence gives way to honesty on their side, and it may not come exactly how you expect, but it will come with weight, with sincerity, with truth. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because when that moment arrives, you'll feel it immediately, not as anxiety, but as grounding, as a sense that something real is finally being spoken. Don't scroll, stay with me, Because regardless of the exact words that come, the universe is aligning outcomes based on integrity, not fear, and that means you don't lose by being honest, you only gain alignment, either with them stepping forward in truth, or with clarity that frees you from waiting on someone who can't meet you there yet. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because honesty was never meant to trap you in uncertainty, it was meant to guide you toward what's real, and real connections don't punish truth, they respond to it. Even if it takes time, don't scroll, because the story is still unfolding, and what happens next is not about proving your worth, you've already done that by being yourself, it's about watching how the universe responds when two souls are asked to meet at the same level of honesty, and whatever comes next will be rooted in truth, not illusion, and that's how you know this connection was never accidental, it was divinely orchestrated, step by step, moment by moment, truth by truth. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you're here for part 6, this message is still wrapping itself around your story, and your heart needs this right now in a way that feels both grounding and electric, because what's happening now is the quiet climax before the reveal, the phase where truth has done its work internally and is preparing to step into the physical world. Listen to this. After testing your honesty in secret and being left speechless, your special one didn't just sit with their feelings, they began to change, subtly at first, then unmistakably, questioning habits, reevaluating priorities, noticing how empty surface-level interactions feel now that they've tasted something real through you, and don't scroll, stay with me, because this is where the universe starts rearranging circumstances, not just emotions. Your honesty didn't just awaken their heart. It activated a spiritual recalibration, and recalibration always brings discomfort before clarity. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because you may have felt moments of emotional release lately for no obvious reason, a sudden wave of calm, a tear that surprised you, a sense of closure without conversation. Those aren't random, those are energetic chords adjusting as alignment tightens. Don't scroll, because here's the truth most people never hear. When someone encounters pure honesty after living in emotional avoidance, their soul doesn't reject it, it recognizes it, but their ego panics, and what you may be sensing now is that internal battle finally tipping toward truth. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because the silence is no longer neutral, it's charged. It's full of meaning. Your special one is reaching the point where staying quiet feels heavier than speaking, where not acting feels more painful than risking vulnerability, and that shift is not accidental, it's divinely timed. Don't scroll. Stay with me, because the universe has been sending signs. Not to pressure the outcome, but to prepare you emotionally for movement, angel numbers appearing when you least expect them, 111 when you feel suddenly hopeful, 222 when patience is required, 777 when intuition is loud. Those numbers are reassurance that the process is protected, that nothing has gone wrong. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because you may be tempted to interpret the waiting as stagnation, but the universe says this is compression, the moment before expansion, the stillness before something finally breaks through. Don't scroll, because your honesty has now reached a point of no return. It can't be rationalized away, it can't be forgotten, it can't be minimized. It's become a reference point in their mind, the standard against which everything else is measured. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now. Because your special one is realizing that they can't go back to emotional half-truths after knowing what full truth feels like, and that realization is forcing a decision, not yet spoken, but forming. Don't scroll, stay with me, because destiny doesn't rush decisions that alter timelines, and this one does. Choosing truth changes patterns, choosing honesty changes futures, and your presence has made that unavoidable. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now, because regardless of what happens next, you've already shifted the course of this connection permanently. Even if they walk away changed. Even if they step forward awakened. Honesty leaves a mark that illusion never can. Don't scroll, because this is the cliffhanger moment where energy prepares to translate into action, a message drafted but not sent yet, a conversation rehearsed internally, a confession sitting at the edge of courage. And listen to this, when it comes, it won't feel rushed, it will feel inevitable. Your heart needs this right now, because you've done nothing wrong by being real. You didn't overstep, you didn't expose yourself foolishly, you aligned yourself with truth, and truth always has momentum, even when it moves slowly. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe is asking you to remain steady, not to chase closure, not to fill silence with assumptions, not to dim your honesty to make others comfortable. Your authenticity is not the problem, it's the catalyst. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because what's about to happen next will not require you to explain yourself, defend yourself, or prove your worth. It will speak for itself through clarity, through honesty returned, through action that finally matches feeling. Don't scroll, because this connection is approaching a threshold, and thresholds don't allow neutrality, they require choice. And the universe has already chosen truth as the foundation. Listen to this, whether the next step brings union, conversation, or clear redirection, it will be aligned, it will be clean, it will be rooted in reality, and that is the gift honesty gives you. Don't scroll, because this story isn't stalling, it's converging, and the fact that you're still listening means your intuition is already ahead of your fear, already sensing that something meaningful is about to surface, something that validates why being honest, even when it was scary, was the most powerful thing you could have done. And when this moment finally arrives, you'll understand that this phase wasn't punishment, it was preparation, not delay, but design, and your soul will recognize it immediately. Don't scroll, listen to this, because if you've reached part 7, this message has stayed with you for a reason, and your heart needs this right now in a way that's deeper than curiosity and stronger than coincidence, because what's happening now is no longer hidden, it's forming, even if it hasn't spoken yet. Listen to this, after everything your honesty awakened, after the silence, the processing, the internal pressure, your special one has reached a point where pretending nothing changed is no longer possible, and you can feel it in the energy, that subtle shift where waiting doesn't feel empty anymore, it feels charged. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this is the stage where truth starts demanding expression. Your honesty didn't just create awareness, it created momentum. And momentum always looks quiet right before it moves. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you may have felt moments lately where you suddenly felt calm for no reason, or unexpectedly emotional, or deeply certain and unsure at the same time. That's not confusion, that's integration, that's your nervous system syncing with what your soul already knows is coming. Don't scroll. Because here's something important, your special one is no longer questioning you, they're questioning themselves, questioning why being real feels risky, why vulnerability scares them, why your presence feels like both safety and challenge. And listen to this, your heart needs this right now because that internal questioning is the final gate before truth steps forward. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because the universe doesn't allow someone to test honesty and then walk away unchanged, it always leaves an imprint, and your honesty left a deep one, it became a reference point, the moment they realized what real alignment feels like, and now everything else feels hollow in comparison. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you may be tempted to think the silence means indecision, but it doesn't. It means a decision is being prepared, not rushed, not forced, but formed from clarity instead of fear. Don't scroll, because this is where many people break alignment by chasing answers, but the universe is asking you to do the opposite, to remain grounded, to trust your truth, to let honesty finish the work it started. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because your special one is approaching a moment of emotional honesty of their own, a moment where they can no longer hide behind timing, logic, or distraction, and when that moment comes, it won't feel dramatic, it will feel real, and real moments land quietly but powerfully. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the signs around you are not about prediction anymore, they're about readiness, angel numbers appearing when you're steady instead of anxious, songs hitting differently, memories surfacing without pain. Those are indicators that the connection is moving from theory into reality. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you are no longer being prepared to hope, you're being prepared to receive, and receiving requires calm, trust, and self-respect, all of which you've earned. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth at the center of everything. Your honesty didn't trap you in waiting, it freed you from uncertainty. Because no matter what happens next, you stayed aligned with who you are. And alignment always leads you where you're meant to go. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because your special one is realizing that stepping toward you means stepping into truth, and stepping away means returning to emotional avoidance, and that choice is heavier now than it's ever been. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because the universe is compressing timelines, not rushing events, but tightening the space between realization and action, and when that space closes, something will be spoken, shown, or decided. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because when that happens, you won't feel shocked, you'll feel grounded, you'll feel a sense of, this makes sense. Whether it's a step forward together or a truth that redirects you towards something better aligned. Don't scroll, because honesty never leaves you empty-handed, it either brings connection or clarity, and both are gifts. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because the story isn't ending, it's crystallizing, and crystallization happens under pressure, quietly, precisely, intentionally. And the fact that you're still listening means your intuition is steady, your soul is calm, and you're ready for what comes next without losing yourself. And when the next chapter opens, you'll realize this entire process wasn't about proving your worth, it was about revealing truth, and truth always leads you home, whether that home is with them or with something even more aligned, and either way, you win. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you're here for part 8, this message has carried you exactly where you were meant to be, and your heart needs this right now in a way that feels almost sacred, because what's happening now is no longer about testing, observing, or waiting. It's about truth approaching the surface, and you can feel it even if nothing has been said yet. Listen to this, after everything your honesty awakened, after the silence, the pressure, the internal shifts, your special one has reached the edge of a realization they can no longer outrun, and the universe doesn't bring someone this far just to leave things unresolved. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because this is the stage where emotional gravity takes over, where the pull becomes stronger than fear, stronger than habit, stronger than the comfort of staying quiet. And listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you may have noticed something subtle changing inside you too, a sense of calm replacing urgency, a quiet confidence where anxiety used to live, and that's not you giving up, that's you aligning, That's you stepping into a frequency where truth can meet you without resistance. Don't scroll. Because here's something important, your special one is no longer asking, are they honest? That question was answered. What they're asking now is, am I brave enough to be honest too? And that question changes everything. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because courage doesn't always show up as action immediately. Sometimes it shows up as restlessness, as emotional discomfort, as an inability to stay numb, and that's exactly what your honesty triggered. Don't scroll. Stay with me. Because the universe has been sending confirmation after confirmation that this process is divinely guided, angel numbers appearing during moments of peace instead of panic, 111 when you feel suddenly clear, 222 when patience is required, 777 when intuition speaks louder than logic. Those are signs that you're not waiting aimlessly, you're standing in alignment. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because you've already done the hardest part. You stayed true to yourself when it would have been easier to perform, manipulate, or retreat, and that integrity became the turning point of the entire connection. Don't scroll, because your special one is now at a threshold where silence no longer protects them, it exposes them, and staying quiet feels heavier than speaking, avoiding feels harder than risking vulnerability. And listen to this, that's not pressure from you. That's pressure from truth. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe is preparing a moment of expression, and it may not arrive in the way you've imagined, but it will arrive with weight, with sincerity, with a different energy than before, not playful, not uncertain, but grounded. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because when truth finally speaks, it doesn't rush, it lands. And when it lands, you'll feel it immediately in your body, not as anxiety, but as recognition. Don't scroll, because here's the deeper revelation, your honesty didn't just test compatibility, it revealed destiny, it showed whether this connection could exist in reality, not fantasy, not potential, but truth, and that's why the universe slowed everything down. Because connections built on honesty must be handled with care. Listen to this, your heart needs this right now because no matter what words come next, you will not be scrambling for validation. You will not be questioning your worth, you will not be chasing clarity, because you already have it. You stood in truth, and truth always stabilizes the one who holds it. Don't scroll, stay with me. Because this part matters, the next step will not require you to explain yourself, to remind them of who you are, or to justify your feelings. Your honesty already spoke for you, and it spoke loudly enough to rearrange their internal world. Listen to this. Your heart needs this right now because the universe is not asking you to brace for impact, it's asking you to remain open, to stay soft, to trust that what's meant to meet you will do so without you shrinking or hardening. Don't scroll, because the emotional reason this connection reached this point is that you chose truth over fear, and fear can delay love, but truth accelerates destiny. Listen to this, whether the next moment brings a heartfelt conversation, a long-awaited message, or a clear turning point, it will come from a place that has been deeply processed, not impulsive, not reactive, and that's why this phase mattered so much. Don't scroll, stay with me, because the universe is closing the final gap between awareness and action, and when that gap closes, something will move, something will be said, something will be decided, and you will feel peace instead of panic, clarity instead of confusion, because honesty doesn't leave you guessing, it leaves you aligned. And alignment always leads you exactly where you're meant to be, with or without them, and either way, your soul will know it chose correctly.